Alright, so here's another episode, and finally an episode on a red trash Camaro. Just look at that shitbox. So anyway, I know the car's supposed to look trashy and all, and believe me it will, but you can see just how tired and dull the paint is. It's just oxidized. That's what that is, it's oxidation. The car is on its second paint job. I figured that out. Here's what I found. Right there, that black isolator between the mirror and the door is supposed to be black, and it's got overspray on it. But there's not really overspray on any of the moldings. So somebody did a good job at taping this thing up whenever it was repainted. There's a little bit right there. So, and I also found out that this fender has been replaced. You can see that it used to be a black fender where the hood used to bolt. That's Alright, so thank you, cheap GoPro batteries that don't hold a charge for more than 1 minute. Just like my last video. Got like, I don't know, maybe a minute of talking in and the battery just went from 100 to 0. But I'm smarter than that this time. I got a little charger pack, even though none of these batteries are any good. So, I was just talking about that isolator having paint on it, which is not supposed to. I can't really find overspray on the rest of the car anywheres. But the whole car has been repainted. What I found is that this fender has been replaced. It came off a black car. You can see right there that black right here where the hood used to go. And then I found a little bit more black right here. Kind of hard to tell. But if you walk over to this side, you don't find none of that stuff. That's as red as it's always been from the factory. But anyway. And that's another battery that just went from 100 to 0 in a minute. Thank you. What I was trying to say is that since this fender hit something, obviously, and they replaced it, I have a feeling the car was probably 20-something years old at that point when that happened. And I worked at Mako 10 years ago for a while. I worked there like a year and a half. And we'd get cars that come in like that. They'd get a door and a fender that need replaced because it got smashed. We'd replace that, and then they'd want to repaint the whole car with an enamel like this has. So I'm assuming the car took a whack, somebody replaced the fender and just shot the whole car. What I want to do today is, since this is so oxidized, it's like a chalkboard, and it's going to be a magnet to dirt. The car is going to be impossible to keep clean. And I'm gonna run a buffer over this thing quick. I'm gonna see just how nice I can make it look just by running a simple buffer and so just some car wax and cutting compound. I'm hoping that it'll extend the life of the paint that's on the car, and it won't be such a magnet to dirt. So if you didn't watch my last video on the car, here's a slight update. I got the AC delete box in, cut the motor mounts out. That's ready to go. Now I can get the motor in here, find out where the old mounts got to go and weld them in, and then that'll be good to go. So let's just look at how hazy it is. So alright, I'm gonna set up the other camera on a tripod, and I'm gonna try buffing this out. I think maybe I'll start with this fender, or that fender, or that windshield, or that seat, who knows. I'll start somewhere. How's that sound? Okay, so that's one fender down. Just look at that. I did the fender and this part of the front bumper. Look at that shine. This paint ain't half bad. I mean, yeah, it needs paint if you're gonna make a nice car out of it, but whatever. That looks nice compared to, look over here, that chalky door, that chalky mirror, chalkboard, and luster. That's how it's done. So, just look at that. Versus, ew. So man, this whole car might actually look pretty decent. And don't forget, it's gonna have a black 2-inch cowl hood I have for it. It's just the hood's not here, it's in my storage unit. So black hood against the red car should look pretty good. Just, there you go, look at that. And it took nothing. I'm not using any special cutting compound or polish or anything. I'm just using car wax, liquid car wax, not a buffer. I got this stuff that I hardly use on anything I own. I use this product on everything between the Cutlass, the black Camaro, and pretty much anything I drive. This is my go-to product. It's a lot thicker than this. This is just straight out wax. That's cleaner wax. I'm using this first because, well, it's not my first choice of stuff to use on a nice car, and I brought this along in case I run out. I want to get it all done. Look at that stupid smile on its face. It's happy. All right, so you saw that, and now I'm working my way around to the bumper. Look at that paint on that headlight bucket. It actually shines. Shiny. I did this half of the bumper and over so far, and that's quite evident. Obvious, really. So yeah, 150% better than what it was. And it's still garbage, but what do you want? It's still... Stevie Wonder could see the difference. And you probably got a couple questions like, Marty, why are you polishing the car before you get it running? Well, that's because I plan on sticker bombing the car as I go. And I'm not gonna sticker bomb over, you know, paint that needs fixed. I wanna get this done and out of the way first. And we're gonna start our way from the bottom, probably with a base Jag sticker. Just work our way up slowly. I did get a couple stickers already, and there's an interesting one I got for right here, but I'll tell you what it is. Since we got an old 350 for it, and I've always wanted these stickers on the Cutlass, but I refused to put stickers on the Cutlass. I got old Ramrod 350 stickers for this thing that go in front of the parking light. They're gonna be in white, so it's not gonna be a Ram Air setup like a W31 car, but just the emblems, the stickers are cool as shit. So, and another question you might have is, aren't you supposed to like wash the car before you buff it? And I mean, the answer to that question is, look at this thing. Does it really matter? Does it really matter with this car and how I'm putting this car together? No. The car doesn't have an inch of dirt on it. It's pretty clean as is. Could it benefit from being washed? Yeah, but the buffing pad that I'm using, it's an old shitty buffing pad anyway. So I'm not hurting anything, and it's working pretty well. So I'm gonna set you back up on the tripod over there and give you some more show. All right, so we got that bumper done. Fender is done. I did the mirrors, the A-pillar around the windshield. Repaired that damage right there. Says what it is now. Check. And then as for this door over here with the damage, I already started working on the top half, and I got back to here with all the damage. And you know how the saying goes, that shit'll buff out. So we'll see how this goes. Be right back. All right, so that's actually looking really good on camera compared to what it used to. I got that fender done, then I went to the bumper, and the bumper took me forever to do because all the nostrils and shit it's got going on, plus the parking light divots and the grills, and the bumper really slowed me down. But then we moved over to this fender, got that done. We repaired that paint. We did paint correction right here, as you've seen. It identifies as what it is now. I did that door, and as I said, that shit did in fact buff out. I did the quarters, just this part of the quarter. You can see where I cut off. Actually, that's a really good demonstration of how much better the car looks. I did this, the sail mast to the quarter. I did across the roof, and I did the other sail mast. I did the hatch, deck lid, whatever you want to call it. And I did the A-pillars across the windshield and the other A-pillar. What I have left is I got to finish this quarter out. I got to do that back bumper, which I'm not looking forward to doing another bumper. And this quarter and this door. So we got quarter, bumper, and door, and it's done. The reason I'm stopping is I ran out of rags. I don't have any more waxing rags to wipe the shit off the doors and polish them out with. I used everything that I had, and then some. Everything's just coated in wax and red and gross. So it is what it is. Just consider this video as the car's done, because I'll be back here in a few days and finish it off, and I don't think I'm going to make a part 2 to this for just a quarter and a door. So
2 quarter. You have 2 quarter, which means you have half the car left.
half the car.
2 quarters is half.
No, it's not. There's still doors. I know what you're saying, but there's doors and fenders and all that done.
If you have 2 quarters, you have 50 cents.
He's turning it into a math equation. Fuck him. Everybody point and laugh at him. Ha ha.
Ha ha.
Look, he laughs at himself. He knows better. So anyway, that's just, I had no expectations when I came over here with a buffer and some wax. And like I said, I'm not even using compound. I'm just using wax. My expectations were low, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. So it turns out you can polish a turd. What do you guys think?
You can polish a turd, but it's still a turd.
Well, yeah, it's it's a turd. It's a turd gen. Turd gen Camaro.
So how long until this fuel line goes?
What are you talking about? This fuel line's brand new. That's why I was gonna steal this fuel line out of this car to put in the black one, but I didn't for a couple reasons, because I realized that this one's like actually like brand new and it's nice, but the biggest problem is where it's ran. It still doesn't go on top of the frame rail like it does now in the black car. It goes down alongside, and if I would have put these fuel lines in the black car, it'd be a matter of miles, probably like thousands of miles, but it'd be a matter of time before the headers smashed a hole in those fuel lines as well. So yeah, that was my first thought, was, well, I'll just steal these fuel lines out of this car and put them on the red one, but no, didn't do that. And I'm glad I didn't, because then I'd have to replace these. So that's gonna wrap this video up. Hopefully that was a little entertaining for you. And I'll be honest, I'm filming this right now. I gotta go back to work tomorrow for a week, so I'll put this out sometime next week while I'm at work, just so you got something to watch. And that's my work ethics. Well, I'll see you guys later. Just remember, it's all junk. It's just, what junk do you choose to drive?